Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be a Slimming World update because lots of people have been asking for one. So if you want to see how I am doing since getting to Target and all of that jazz, then keep watching. So I think it's been a couple of months now since I got to Target, and it was one of the best achievements ever. I cannot tell you how amazing it felt, and I'm still so proud of it. And obviously since I've hit Target, my sort of routine and my approach to food has changed a little bit because I'm not continuously trying to lose weight at the moment. I said to myself, let's just see how you feel for a bit and sort of focus on, you know, your happiness and confidence in yourself. And as it goes, I'm feeling really good. So I do stick to a lot of Slimming World methods, and I'll go through them basically. I'll sort of go through like how I eat now, what my approach to food is like, and all of that jazz. So I would say that the biggest things that have stuck with me since I, you know, started Slimming World and hit Target is a third speed. I feel like it's just something that I naturally do now when I'm cooking or thinking of a meal to eat. The first thing I do is think like, right, what speed is going in this? Like, what veggies are we having? And I think that's a really good habit to have in general. And it's definitely one that has sort of stuck with me, and one that I would say, even though I ate fruit and veggies in the past, I never really focused on how many of them I was eating in comparison to how much I was eating of other food substances, if that makes sense. So I'm still doing that a lot. I'm still just being really wary of what I'm eating and just making sure that I fill up on those veggies, because not only are they good for sort of weight loss and weight maintenance, they're good for you in general, aren't they? They're good for like your skin and your health and all of that jazz. So I've still been sticking with that. I am also still cooking with Frylight or spray oil of any kind. I still don't use oil in my sort of cooking routine now. Like if I'm going to cook something that requires a little bit of lubrication to stop it sticking and just to help it sort of catch and fry, then it's Frylight that I'm going to. And I honestly don't think that will ever change, because I think there's a difference in the way that your food tastes as well. I feel like your food is just fresher, it's crisper, it's like it's not sort of laden down with oils and like feeling like sort of greasier and stodgier. At least that's how I feel. And I feel like, again, that's something that I'm not going to change. I also still limit the amount of hexa, I guess you could say, that I have. I try not to sort of overdo it on things like cheese or yogurts or cream or butter. I mean, I know that butter's not a hexa, but it's kind of in that category, like, you know, those sorts of fats. And I feel like that's just a natural thing. I don't even think it's something that I think about anymore. I just feel like I'm fully converted to eating in a food optimizing way, and I think that's a good thing. But what I will say is that there are a lot of sort of differences, and what I've been doing is that I've been really flexible with sort of trying foods that I've missed while on Slimming World or haven't had very often. For example, I'm still eating a lot of lean meat, but if I go around to someone's house, say family member's house, and they've cooked a certain meal, I'm not gonna panic about eating it anymore like I used to. I will obviously make sure I've got my third speed if that's available to me, and I'll just be careful what I eat for the rest of the day. But I've sort of let go a little bit of that feeling. Like I don't know about you, but when I was losing weight, I was very uptight, and I struggled to relax into it, because as far as I was concerned, I wanted the weight off, and I wanted it off now. I didn't want to take ages, and I sort of, you know, that horrendous like one-liner that Kate Moss came out with once, where it was like, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. It was like, for me, it was more like, nothing tastes as good as your health and confidence is going to feel if you stick at this. Maybe that's what she meant. Hers is definitely more catchy than mine, but that is how I felt. So a lot of the time I would be balancing up whether I felt that that indulgence was worth it, and most of the time the answer would be no. Whereas now, if me and Mark fancy takeaway, which is something that happens more regularly now, particularly I would say if it's going to happen on a Friday, because we have swimming lessons very late on a Friday night, and the evening the evenings are so hectic. So it will happen on a Friday if it happens, but again, I still make good choices. I don't have pizza half as much as I used to before starting Slimming World. I always used to be a big Domino's fan, whereas now I'd rather have like rice and an Indian takeaway or that sort of thing, because I just feel like it's slightly better for me than a pizza would be. Alcohol intake, I don't drink masses anyway. I'm a fan of drinking, love the taste of alcohol, don't get me wrong, but I only drink at the weekends, and even then I'm a big gin lover, I'm a big sort of rum and Diet Coke lover, Bacardi, Diet Coke, you know, Jack Daniel's, Diet Coke, and obviously I'll have a glass of wine or Prosecco on occasion, but I'm also a mum of two, so it's not like I'm going out every weekend tanking it, so I don't really have that problem. And then I have enjoyed things like sweets and the occasional bit of chocolate. I'm not like surviving our hi-fi bars anymore, and our group has changed slightly, our Slimming World groups. Our leader left and it just kind of put me a little bit out of sorts because I have scales at home, so I've been weighing myself at home and being very wary, and if I do have an indulgent weekend then I know what steps I need to do to sort of bring that off, but a lot of the time it's just water weight, and you do fluctuate like that, you really do. I think that's why you have a very big loss initially when you first start, because a lot of it is just water weight and changing those habits. But things are going really well. I think for me with Slimming World, I know the practice and the principles, so for me it's going to be something that I am going to continue to do for the rest of my life. So if I do indulge, like we're going on holiday in just over a week, when I come back I will apply those principles to my diet to help me get off any of those additional pounds, rather than continue on with really bad eating habits. But life after Target is good. I do think you have to be aware, and you can't just go back to eating whatever you want. You can't. I personally feel, as a person who is, you know, quite an easy weight gainer, I think that the problem is with me and my eating habits. So I feel like I can't just go back to the way how things were before, because I know what that involves and I know what happens when that, you know, I go back to that way of eating. So at the moment I'm just sort of trying to find a way that works for me, because I think Slimming World, people say it's a lifestyle choice, not a diet, but I do to a degree disagree, because it is still limiting. If you go out and about, you go for meals, you want to have fun with your family, or you've got like a holiday booked, it is still a diet, because you still sort of sit there when you're eating and you know that what you're eating is bad, and then you worry about it and then you go back to that afterwards. Whereas I just want to get to a point now where I feel really good, and I know what my choices are, and I know how to make better choices for myself without feeling like I need to consult a book or an app to find out sins. I want to kind of know in my head that, yeah, that's not great for me, but these things are, eat more of them. Does that make sense? So I'm still a massive Slimming World fan. I plan on having another baby in the future if we are lucky enough, touch wood, and I'm sure after I have that baby I will be back on Slimming World losing any baby weight, because that is just something that I know works for me now, and I'm looking forward to doing that again, because that will be our last baby, and then as far as I'm concerned my figure will be the one that I'm going to be working on for the rest of my life for me. So there'll be no excuses to put on any weight anymore. So yeah, I hope that this video helps anyway, and if you've got any other like Slimming World related questions down below, then just ask them and I will get back to you. I'll also leave the playlist to my entire Slimming World journey, so from when like I was 3 stone heavier up until now. So if you do want like a little bit of inspiration, and I did videos like week by week, then you can sort of watch them and hopefully it gives you a little boost. But good luck if you are trying to lose weight. I honestly feel like if I can do it, you definitely can do it. So just choose yourself and put yourself first and do this for you, because you won't be disappointed when you finally get to Target. So yeah, good luck, and I will see you very soon. Thanks for watching.